sports. It's in the game.
Wow, that's one of those plays that you call, and everything seems to happen exactly as it's scripted in the playbook.
Today.
And off we go from Las Vegas. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So now here are the Broncos with excellent field position to start off. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
A little juke, and he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They go play action now. Wilson, flush to his right. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas. Wilson going to throw for it. That's caught. And it's very quickly 8-0. And the formula there on the two-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, The quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I notice his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
They go play action. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. So on fourth down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This will be fielded at the 17. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. From the 43, it's second and 3.
Play action. Now Wilson. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
This will be caught. Judy.
Touchdown Broncos.
Jerry Judy
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely picked his lane.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 25.
3rd down and 1.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Powers through. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
It's Wilson on the option.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They go option right on 2nd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Russell Wilson.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are able to add on to that lead.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it.
So the try for two successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for two after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, you'll be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 two-point conversions, and now they're up 24-0, so essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
On third down, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Wilson. Trying to improvise. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They got to get to the 23 here on third.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half.
Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Mayfield on play action. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Mayfield now. That is caught, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. Here's Mayfield. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
Here's 2nd and 3.
And again, it's Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Mayfield looks to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Mayfield to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here caught by Mims. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Broncos. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Wilson and the Broncos offense going to stay on the field. They'll go for 2. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. And
the Broncos get there and take him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now 3rd down and very long. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Mevis knocks this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they're going to speed things up here. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Raiders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting. Back on the sack. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And Denver getting set to take the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Play action. It's Wilson. Completes the pass to Judy on the crossing pattern. Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos have now opened up a 7-touchdown lead. Unbelievable. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. From the shotgun, Wilson. And this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And that will come the offense as they take over. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety...
And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Broncos extend their lead yet again. Here's Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. 21 yards. Well done on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Broncos.
Greg Dulcich
With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Wilson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
1st down, Mayfield. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
DJ Jones.
Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Ernest Jones.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos are closing in now on a 7th straight win to start the year.
To throw is Wilson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense. I
don't know how much team moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Caught by Mayer.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing, Mayfield.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Raiders on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be third and forever. To throw, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas,
And the defense loses him. It's complete. A huge play there for Denver. 44 yards. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Wilson and the Broncos offense going to stay on the field. They'll go for 2.
Now Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. It's complete. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball on a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Mayfield now on 2nd down.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Oh, Wilson going to throw. He'll air this one out for Mims. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted.
It's a big one now. It's a big one.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way to throw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball.
Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 58 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. We can look at this Bronco defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the number 1 overall offense in the league.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Caught on the slant. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection deep?
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 27. Off the bootleg, Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Greg Dulcich, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Wilson going to throw for it. Being chased out left. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. On 3rd down, Burrow. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep to return is Marvin Mims. He'll look to set up his blockers. He had his sights Gets on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, 27 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So 2 successful two-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I'm so excited about this game because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these 2 teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. The matchup.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
And unable to connect, they don't get the 2-point conversion here. Now they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the return will stop right around the 25. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all.
Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Now Wilson. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. Now a throw here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2nd and 12, operating from the 39. Now Burrow. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Broncos are going to get it back here just past the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Thomas brings it in. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Throwing again here, Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. This taken in at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up, and this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for
Jones hit, and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And that one is his 2nd fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that?
Touchdown, Broncos! Greg Dulcich on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos have got it on cruise control. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Here we go. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Finds Dulcich out left side. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. 57's the mark.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Broncos are pouring it on. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now their hill to climb has gotten taller. They had the safety last time they had the football. That led to the touchdown a moment ago. So that deficit going in the wrong direction as they try to right the ship here. 1st and 10. Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. And his throw here is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This will be taken at the 10. Spinning past him. Nifty move. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this 1st half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
57. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Throwing is Wilson. His throw incomplete.
So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
Here's Wilson to throw. He'll find Sutton on the right side complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Play action. It's Wilson.
He's got Dulcich going across the formation.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Again, Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Greg Dulcich on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Broncos would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Now Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle.
Mevis knocks this one through.
And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime with a visit. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
Where he stands right now, as you see, already over 1,000. You have to think 2,000 is a real possibility. Long way to go in the season, but what he's done so far, spectacular.
It is, and you know what he's also hoping for? He's going to play a lot of man coverage from here on out, because one of the best ways to slow down production is to go to zone and double, triple team, put a number of people in the area that you expect him to run into. But man-to-man, every receiver believes he's going to win that battle. And you know what they all do? They all keep kind of a book, you know, on what the defenders do, what their moves are, their best things. And he wants to be able to refer to that book and beat one guy at a time.
Screen play set up for Williams.
Past the 20. A huge play there on the screen pass. 41 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown.
Javonte Williams
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon.
Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Throwing now, Burrow on first down.
Able to find Higgins.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow to Mixon on the check down. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Burrow will throw.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line. Here's Burrow.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
2nd and 10 now. Burrow.
Connecting on the out route here with Higgins.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Bronco. There he goes, right side. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
On the return is Charlie Jones. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Burrow looking to pass.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. Fourth down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. This is taken around the 12. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich. He will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And Mixon going to have a Bengals 1st down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. A short throw. This is caught by Cox. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And Boyd going to pick up a Bengals 1st down up to the 47-yard line. And Burrow going to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Again, it's Burrow. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. Now it's Burrow. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Higgins. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. To the air again, Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. This from 36 yards out. Patterson's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Wilson on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 38 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his...
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team...
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try.
But they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A final shot now for Burrow, and that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Broncos,
today.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 21 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Touchdown, Broncos. Jerry Jeudy, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. Steps away to his left. And he will get in to make it 8-0.
Well, after that, it's not hard to see where the momentum is pointing because it's squarely on his side after a heads-up play to jog that one in for another 2 points.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Carr. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. Slant pass complete to Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave, 27 yards. And the Saints are back within a couple of the lead. And now it's blocked. And the Broncos have it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
What you doing out there, boy? This ain't no high school.
And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Well, I think there was a lot of surprise from the kicking team there. After the block, they kind of froze and then realized, oh, wait, they can return this, and they returned it all the way.
And you know why they froze? Not often do you get that second sound, right? There's the kick, you hear that, and then there's that second thud when there's a block. That's when people freeze and they have to realize where the ball is. They picked it up and took it the other way.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. A great effort there. 27 yards. And the Broncos are able to stretch out their lead. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Carr. And the Broncos get there and take him down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Here's Lou Hedley now. This is brought in at the 21. Fighting his way through contact. And that one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Flushed out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. To throw is Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Finds Dulcich out left side. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Got his man, it's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. Make it a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Carr. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Here's Lou Hedley on now to punt the football. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. A nice little juke. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass. And he's taken down here by the Saints. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Wilson. Open man, and again it's Sutton. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to add on to their first half lead. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And make him 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Shotgun now for Carr. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. DJ Jones. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. minute 50 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Here's Wilson. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Carr now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Carr. Again, it's Johnson. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Wilson. That's caught left side by Jeudy. Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Wilson and the Broncos offense going to stay on the field. They'll go for 2. Looking to throw. Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is taken at the 18. Oh, able to avoid him. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos just continue to roll. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On play action, now Carr. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Carr now to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Carr to throw on second down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So we've reached past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Broncos.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Kamara.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Quick throw there is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been terrific so far. Fielded just inside the 20. Fighting through at the 25.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Get a look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series.
And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because, you know, the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flush to his right. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Got his man, it's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Broncos extend their lead yet again.
Wilson will throw again. Forced out to his left. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying?
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10.
Here's Wilson. Touchdown, Broncos.
Jerry Jeudy
with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Broncos get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Wilson and the Broncos offense going to stay on the field. They'll go for 2.
Back to throw. Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Johnson's got it complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 18. Oh, look at that.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. A monster game so far. Third quarter, he is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback or we talk.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. From the gun, it's Wilson. Being chased out left. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To throw is Carr. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Josh Allen make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right on the 30, pushing his way inside the 40. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending cover.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. On 1st down, Wilson.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Play action. Now Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Here's Carr to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Taken in at the 22. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Going to look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Wilson. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Marvin Mims. A touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Wilson going to throw for it. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Play action. Now it's Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
The Carr's throw complete there to Thomas. And a good job to get him to the ground quickly right there at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Baron Browning in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. On this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Denver, the train.